Hello and welcome to Flippin Through, the internet's #1 Mad Magazine news, review, and interview channel. And today we're flipping through Mad Magazine number 67, released December 1961. Our price, 25 cents, which is indeed cheap. But before we do that, I screwed everything up, okay? I recorded this video without a microphone, which is incredibly frustrating. So here's the second version of it. I hate doing that because I like having my first impressions captured when I'm going through, especially like these old ones where I don't have the nostalgic connection to it. But if you came back to watch this video, I sure appreciate it. You know what else I would appreciate? Please hit like, hit subscribe, leave a comment down below. This one complimenting my ability to turn the microphone on. If you want to support me in another way, patreon.com/flippinthrough. Support me on there. You can get a cool stencil and a 6 set of stickers. Here are the people that support me Patreon right now. That's Misimo, David Strickler, Megan McInerney, Shane Buckley, Bobby Weigel, Cam Hayden, Rob Wilson, Rod Mead Sperry, Andrew Goldfarb, Casey Ori, and Little Cozy Nostril. Thank you guys so much for the support, and I hope I can keep on earning it. With that, let's go above. Let's get me here. That was good timing. This is the other thing that kind of pisses me off about my mess up, and that's this cover is like partially detached, and now it's like going to become fully detached. All right, so that's a bummer for me. But what are you going to do? As long as I have the cover and the issue, I'm happy with that. Oh, I should say this. I got to talk about the cover. Jeez Louise. Okay. The special fall issue. This is a Kelly Freas cover. Kelly Freas, I don't know that Kelly Freas ever makes like my favorite covers, but Kelly Freas makes awesome covers. And this is like that era that I love where it's a lot of visual gags. Things like this has the logo being something that's attached to a wall and it falls off. They also like play around with having just like this giant blank space, which is awesome. I don't know why. I just love that so much. Here's another thing that I really like is that Harvey Kurtzman design for the lettering, it's all there. And I'm so curious, how did they, because they like, you know, it's like tilted back and it's tilted sideways. And it's perfect. So I'm just extremely curious how they got that to be just like that. So I don't know. Kelly Freas, a pretty awesome visual gag for this cover. And some really good use of like the empty space on a cover. All right. What's this? A Bayer aspirin ad that I don't understand. Here we'll go to the masthead. Let's zoom in a little bit, a lot bit. Now this is one of those, this is not family friendly. Petting is one game where the players prefer to stay on the bench. I like that one. What else? Okay. Publisher, William Gaines. Editor, Albert Feldstein. Art director, John Putnam. Production, Lenny Brenner. Jerry DeFuccio and Nick Meglin are editorial assistants. Propaganda minister, Larry Gore. Now, here's the thing. I did a really good job of predicting these, but now I can't predict these. I got this one wrong in the original video. That's Wally Wood. It is not. I thought like the chubby cheeks for some reason I just always associate with Woodbridge. But here they are. The nation's traded. A mad look at picnics and when TV ads take over. All right. Let's zoom out. Here's a MAD subscription ad with Lenny Brenner as a hep cat. There he is, a hep cat playing his clarinet, wearing his beret. Yeah. Oh, collision course. My uncle recently ran across his first copy of MAD. It was lying in the road. Mitzi Rochester. Mitzi gets it. Laughs to boot. I got a big kick out of your latest issue, mainly when my father caught me reading it. That's good. Oh my God. Gets a bang on a MAD. I enjoy reading MAD for the same reason I enjoy banging my head against a wall. Feels good when I stop. Oh man, those are 3 really good ones in a row. And here we have the amazing military rocket belt developed. Army. Oh wait. Okay. You would think I would know how to read this, considering I've already read it just a few days ago. Amazing military rocket belt developed. Army unsure. Practical uses. Here's this is like some really good Bob Clark artwork. What this reminded me of, though, is the type of thing, like the type of humor or like illustration you would see. Maybe I think like probably the military motif is making me feel this way, but it's the type of thing that if you're in the military, they have like military newspapers, and they have special cartoons in it that are all like military centric. I can't recall any of them, but they all have them. This is the type of thing that it just reminds me a lot of that. And I guess that kind of makes sense since we're in the late 60s, probably a lot of GIs coming back from Vietnam, having read, they're reading it. They're thinking about how cool rocket belts would be while they're, cruising through the rice paddies. I don't know. It's like this is the wartime uses or peacetime uses. They're amusing, but it just seems so strange for Mad Magazine to be talking about this, but not through the sort of criticism of like the military-industrial complex or something like that, or imperialism. I don't know. Here we have the pogo stick incident. Let me get some of this water. Oh, yeah. Let's zoom in. Zoom in. I did go through this one. I know the punchline, but this is a funny one. All right, so this gal is like bouncing around. Enough. I don't care what your doctor says about physical therapy and the pogo stick. I've had enough. Boom. Yoinks it out. Yeets it out the window. Ho-hum. These balmy fall mornings sure take the bounce out of a man. Black. Now, on the basis of a thorough examination, I can clearly see that there's only one thing to do. Get this man to the hospital. I contend that this cartoon could have been told with 1 page. I don't understand why this needed a full 2 pages to tell the story. But look at, I don't know if I could do it in 6, but here, look at 1, right? She's bouncing. You get that. 2, boom, he just tosses it out. 3, it goes in. Boom, this. 4, wait, is that 3 or, I lost count at 4? God, I'm dumb. Boom, and 5 or 6, here's that. And then you could throw in 1 more. If that's the 5th one, you could throw in 1 more for filler. It would tell the same story. I mean, they get paid by the page, right? Mad's do-it-yourself magazine covers. I'll tell you what, though, having gone through this is going to be such a faster video. Maybe people will actually watch the whole thing. Mad's do-it-yourself magazine covers. Just fill in blanks from appropriate lists and change once a month. The men's magazine, Stagman's True Male Adventures. I fought the... wait, no, I did this one in the first one. I'll do this one. A truly and complete real confessions. Make facts up publication. Okay. Can a widow find true happiness with an astronaut? The woman I would like to forget. How my mother-in-law wrecked my honeymoon. I'm going to go with 3 exclamation marks. They told me my baby was a junkie. And then how can I tell my children the truth about my mother? Speaking of children, one has joined me. One that should be in bed right now. Open office week. This is really cool. Really only for, well, actually, no, I'm sorry. Like visually, this is really cool. And what's so cool about it is that, like, you get these with like a MAD peek behind the scenes, which is basically what this is. And a lot of times what they would do with MAD peek behind the scenes, it would be like a 3/4 view looking down, and the roof of the building is gone, and some of the windows are missing, or some of the walls, are missing. With this, though, it's like the whole outside wall is gone. And so you have this, like in the 3rd floor, you're looking up. On the 2nd floor, you're looking basically straight on. And then really at the 1st floor, you're really looking down. And it's so cool to look at. As far as like, like visually, your eyes kind of wander through the panels, which are also created by the walls in it, which is, I thought, also pretty darn neat. The real problem with this, though, and the kind of shocking thing, is that who is this? The artist is Wally Wood. Why doesn't he? Oh, yeah, here we go. Writer Gary Belkin, artist Wally Wood. And so Wally Wood just seems to draw it straight. There's not any silliness, really. Like, you look at these and there's like, it's just the kids wandering through the office as though they were parents at a parent-teacher conference. There's no silliness in the illustrations except for right down here. We get an appearance of Alfred E. Newman. Oops. Oh, I just damaged the cover. Darn it. So here we have an appearance of Alfred E. Newman. He says, Daddy's supervisor said that a little gift now and then always helps when it's pay grade time, but apples are not exactly what he had in mind. Advertising space on road signs. Oh, I forgot to zoom out. Nowadays, our state and local governments employ every conceivable method to raise much needed revenue for highway construction and maintenance, and then use the money for other things. These methods include license fees, gasoline tax, tolls, and franchises for service stops. One method they've overlooked, which could solve the whole problem and relieve the burden on the already overtaxed automobile owner, would be to contact Madison Avenue and rent out the advertising space on road signs. Congested area. Relieve that congested area with Driston. Look, there's a little Lenny Brenner impression. Um, Squeeze right. You squeeze right in a Playtex girdle. Ew. Girdles. I don't want to know about girdles. So this is another, what do you call it? Bob Clark. Bob Clark doing this one. And I'll tell you, like, this one, it doesn't just rely on, like, the written humor. Now, it's, like, just as fun to look at as the Wally Wood page, except these illustrations are funny. So he's got that going for him. Like, all of these little signs accompany Jane Mansfield. All of these signs are accompanied by little humorous illustrations. And I don't know, guys. Like, I have to say, I think that Bob Clark might be my favorite. I know it was Paul Coker Jr., and I love Paul Coker Jr., but I really think Bob Clark is my guy. Oh, look we have an appearance from Arthur, the avocado tree. And oh, look at this. What a spooky illustration that is. That would be a fun one to have, like, not blocked off by the words. Ugh, words. I don't read Mad Magazine to read, okay? Zoop, zoop. Here we have the celebrities' wallets. This is one that they went back to quite a few times. I don't know that it was ever anybody's, like, favorite thing to do. Like, celebrity wallets. Does anybody really remember those fondly? I love this Spy vs. Spy, though. Here's another installment of the friendly rivalry between the man in black and the man in white, both dedicated to the cause of outwitting each other as spy versus spy. And I like this, like, illustration of the spy, the white spy's word deflating. And this is like an all-time classic. We're in, what, 67? Yeah, so it's not been that long since Spy vs. Spy was in Mad Magazine. I guess like 6 years. Wasn't it like 61 that it debuted? So it has been a while. But that's not that many appearances, right? Like, you maybe get 2 an issue. So this is like probably let's say the 25th appearance. And it's fun. A lot of these are like a really simple premise. And it's like this one is just so great. Nobody dies. They're just confused. They're having an existential crisis because they painted themselves the other color and then found the other one. Yeah. Here we have, this is like the readers digress. This is sort of the hardest type of one to have, like, to do in the reviews, because it's so text heavy. Like, how do I give that the respect that it deserves? Not that I would. How about this? Guess who did this illustration? You're wrong. It was Jack Rickard. No way that is, right? Like, so this is Matt's physical fitness program. And I have to say, I would not have guessed in a million years that this was Jack Rickard who did the art. Chalk that up to ignorance. I think it's, like, so different than what he normally does. And boy, it's so fun. Look at this. Look at how he captured that movement. Oh, it's so good. Manually operated doorbells, high straps on buses and trains, raised ticket office windows. I feel like maybe that woman's face gives it away a little bit, but for the most part, this is like the best one. Teeny tiny numbers on scales. Oh, it's just so great. And then we see, I think it's like the next page or shortly thereafter, if countries traded people like baseball teams do. This is some beautiful artwork by Mort Drucker. This is before Mort Drucker. I would say it's before Mort Drucker became Mort Drucker. I mean, that's kind of a silly thing to say. He was like probably immensely respected as an illustrator. However, in my mind, it's not the Mort Drucker style that I grew up reading and seeing. It's something different. It's obviously really good, but it's not. It's not his style. The style that he developed and honed over the years. Here we have A Mad Look at Picnics. Now, I'm going to say that title again. A Mad Look at Picnics. That's right. Longtime viewers, people who are completists, who have watched every single one of these, they know that Sergio Aragonés, he didn't start A Mad Look At. He took it over. He made it his own. But he wasn't the only one who did it. In fact, I think there was a Bob Clark Mad Look At. There's Dave Berg Mad Look At. Quite a few people, maybe even Paul Coker Jr. did a Mad Look At. But it's almost unrecognizable, right? Like it has a theme. There's, this is picnics, right? But, which is a, kind of fun one, I guess. It has a theme, but it has words. Like it was sort of up to the artist or writer to figure out what it would look like. It wasn't just pantomime. It wasn't just visual. Look at this. With my luck, it'll rain. Nothing ever works out for me. You'll see, it'll pour. I got the worst luck. It'll come down any minute. I was jinxed from the day I was born. Somebody put a hex on me. See, I told you there was going to rain. Look at how pleased he is. And look at that great, another Arthur avocado tree appearance. Know what this is much more similar to? The lighter side of, right? This is the lighter side of picnics is what this actually is. And the lighter side of would debut, I think, before this. Get a load of the delicious menu we've got worked out. London broiled steaks, potatoes baked at the hot coals, salad, watermelon, and toasted marshmallows. That table is having hot dogs. That table is having cold sandwiches. I want a hot dog. I want a cold sandwich. Boo-hoo. Kids, am I right? I mean, does it not just read like or the lighter side of? The one thing that's nice though is this artwork. It's fantastic. It's Dave Berg at his best. When he was doing like kind of, I don't know, different things. Like one thing that I talk about a lot is wanting to see different people, like not the same person again and again and again in art. And this is a great example of that. Like, first off, look at all of that, the detail he crams into there. But if we look at these panels, look at these big fat people, this guy with this horrible grin, this couple looks, I don't know, they all look distinct and different, and it's just so much fun. It's so much more fun to look at than sort of what he fell into. Like, look at this guy. And the women, the weird women without a nose, it's just fantastic. Like, truly, what's not to love and enjoy when it comes to old Dave Berg stuff? Tell me what I shouldn't enjoy about this. You're wrong. Here now is something that you will actually recognize as Jack Rickard artwork. This sort of painted thing, his girl's face. He has a very distinct way of drawing women's faces that I like, to be honest. But that sketch, that the pen drawings were just so fantastic. Here is A Day with JFK. Now, the first time I went through this, I actually did sing the Modern Major General song. that was sung by Ike Eisenhower. I'm not going to do that this time around. I'm sorry. I'm just going to kind of keep skipping on through this. One of the things that I want to point out is this. When Mad Magazine predicted Jonestown, Fool-Aid. There's always need for Fool-Aid. The hideous grin on the picture tells you it's indispensable. Warm weather brings out hordes of enterprising kids who set up soft drink stands in every neighborhood. The only trouble is, you can't be sure what the little monsters use to make the stuff, so be prepared. Always carry Fool-Aid, the instant antidote for poisons taken internally. Right? Dear Jim. Jim who? Jim Jones? The kids made this. I drank some. It tasted funny. Now I've got a brain in my stomach, I think I'll run over and sleep up. And then she dies. With that, what a great issue, right? Hey, I only saved 4 minutes on my first run through. You guys, those of you who pointed out that I foolishly recorded without sound, thank you for pointing that out. I appreciate it. And I appreciate you guys watching all the way through this video. Remember, hit like, hit subscribe, leave comments down below. Thank you so much for watching. Toodaloo.